Seniors, use baking soda water like this to help erase 7 health problems. Here's something most people don't realize. That little box of baking soda in your kitchen, it might be one of the most powerful, affordable health tools you've ever owned, and you probably have no idea what it's really capable of. Seriously, most folks just use it to keep the fridge smelling fresh or to help their cookies rise. But baking soda has a whole other side one that's been quietly helping people with real health problems for generations, and yet, almost nobody talks about it. It might sound strange, but this humble white powder could help with everything from painful inflammation to digestive troubles, and even some issues that tend to sneak up on us as we get older. So the real question is, why aren't more people using it for their health? And how exactly do you use it safely to get the real benefits? In this video, I'm going to break it all down. You'll learn the truth about baking soda, what it can do, who it can help, and how to avoid the common mistakes that can make it less effective or even dangerous. If you're looking for simple, natural ways to feel better and stay strong as you age, this might be the tip that changes everything. 1. Help with gout flares. Let's talk about something a lot of seniors deal with but rarely find real answers for: gout. If you've ever had a gout flare-up, you know how brutal it can be. It's not just a little ache in the toe or the ankle. It's the kind of pain that takes over your whole day. It's sharp, intense, and it feels like your joints are on fire from the inside. And worst of all, it often strikes without much warning. One minute you're fine, the next you can barely walk or put on your shoes. Gout happens when too much uric acid builds up in the blood and starts forming crystals, usually in your joints. These tiny needle-like crystals cause serious swelling and tenderness. It can feel like your body is attacking itself, and, in a way, that's exactly what's happening. But here's where something as simple as baking soda water might make a real difference. See, baking soda, also called sodium bicarbonate, can slightly change the acidity in your body. When mixed with water and taken in the right way, it helps push your internal environment to be just a little more alkaline. That might sound technical, but here's why it matters. When your body becomes even slightly more alkaline, uric acid dissolves more easily. Instead of forming painful crystals, it gets broken down and flushed out more smoothly through the kidneys. That means less uric acid floating around your bloodstream and a lower chance of it landing in your joints and causing those terrible flare-ups. Now, we're not talking about a magic cure here. Baking soda isn't going to completely get rid of gout overnight, but several new studies have started pointing in a promising direction. Researchers are exploring how baking soda, when used carefully and consistently, may help lower uric acid levels in the blood. And for seniors who are trying to avoid heavy medication or who just want to add more natural tools to their routine, this could be a game changer. Imagine being able to reduce your gout pain with something you already have sitting in your pantry. It's not just about the science, it's about what this means for your life. Having fewer gout attacks means you can move more freely, sleep better at night, and not dread every step you take. It means feeling a little more in control again. When you're living with chronic pain, even the smallest bit of relief can feel huge. And knowing that you did it with something so simple, so affordable, that's empowering. Of course, it's always smart to check with your doctor before trying anything new, especially if you're taking medications for blood pressure, kidney issues, or heart conditions. But if you get the green light, adding a little baking soda to your routine might be one of the easiest and most helpful changes you'll ever make. And it's not just about gout. This small daily habit can open the door to other health benefits too, which we'll talk about shortly. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been living in fear of the next flare-up, maybe it's time to try something different. You deserve relief, you deserve comfort, and you deserve to know all your options, including the ones hiding in plain sight. Sometimes the most powerful remedies aren't found in the pharmacy, they're already in your kitchen. 2. Relieve heartburn and acid reflux. If you've been living with heartburn or acid reflux, you know how uncomfortable it can be. That burning feeling in your chest after meals, the sour taste that creeps up your throat at night, it's not just annoying, it can wear you down over time. For many seniors, it's become such a regular thing that they've come to believe it's just part of getting older. But what if there was a simple, natural way to calm that burn without running to the pharmacy or dealing with side effects from medications? This is where baking soda water can be a game changer. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, has the unique ability to neutralize stomach acid. That means it can help put out the fire that causes heartburn. When you mix baking soda with water and drink it, you're creating an alkaline solution, and that alkaline solution works fast. It doesn't just mask the symptoms, it actually deals with the root cause by balancing out the acid in your stomach. This isn't some old myth or internet trick, it's backed by real science. When the baking soda meets the extra stomach acid, hydrochloric acid to be exact, a chemical reaction happens. It turns the acid into harmless substances, salt, water, and a bit of carbon dioxide gas. That's it. No more acid burning your esophagus. No more long nights sitting up in bed feeling like your chest is on fire. Just relief. And often it comes in minutes. The beauty of this is how easy it is. No prescription, no complicated instructions, just a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water. It's fast, affordable, and surprisingly effective. You don't have to wait in line at the drugstore or worry about taking pills that can lead to other problems later on. Sometimes the simplest answers really are the best. But I want to be honest with you. This doesn't mean baking soda water is for everyone or that you should use it all the time. It's meant to be a short-term fix, not a daily habit. That's because baking soda contains sodium, and too much sodium can be a problem, especially for people with high blood pressure, heart issues, or kidney problems. If that's you, it's important to check with your doctor before trying it. Still, for the occasional flare-up, baking soda water might be the fastest, most natural relief you've ever had. Imagine having a bad bout of heartburn after dinner, your chest is tight, your throat burns, and instead of suffering through it or popping another antacid, you just go to the kitchen, mix up a quick glass, and within minutes, you feel better. That's the power of this little white powder. It's not magic, it's chemistry, but when you're in pain, it sure can feel like magic. I know a lot of people who struggle with acid reflux every single day. They've tried everything. And when they finally hear about baking soda water, they're skeptical until they try it. I've seen their relief firsthand. That's why I'm sharing it with you now. Not because it's trendy, not because it's some miracle cure, but because it works. And when you're older, when your body doesn't bounce back as easily, finding something that works, especially something this simple, can feel like a gift. So if you've been battling heartburn or reflux, and you're tired of the discomfort, the late-night pain, and the frustration of not knowing what else to try, consider giving baking soda water a shot. Just 1 teaspoon in a full glass of water. Sip it slowly, give it a few minutes. You might be surprised at how quickly things settle down. It won't fix everything, but it might give you the relief you've been looking for, and that can make a world of difference in your day or your night. 3. Support balanced body pH. Let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention, your body's pH balance. You might not feel it happening, but every single day your body is constantly working to stay balanced. And that balance affects just about everything. Your digestion, your energy levels, how well you sleep, how strong your immune system is, even how your joints feel. But here's the issue. Most of what we eat nowadays, especially if it's processed, sugary, or full of artificial ingredients, pushes the body toward being too acidic. Now, that doesn't mean you're walking around in crisis mode all the time, but it does mean your kidneys, your lungs, and your entire system are having to work extra hard just to keep things in check. And over time, that quiet internal struggle can really wear you down. You might notice more fatigue. Your sleep isn't as deep. You catch colds more often. You feel heavier, slower, or just off. This is where baking soda water comes in when it's used the right way. We're not talking about gulping down spoonfuls or chasing quick fixes. No, what we're talking about is something much gentler. A small measured amount of baking soda mixed with clean water, taken at the right time. This isn't a miracle cure, and it's definitely not a replacement for a healthy lifestyle, but it is a powerful way to support your body in doing what it's already trying so hard to do. Keep you in balance. When your body has helped neutralizing those extra acids, everything starts to feel just a little easier. Digestion smooths out, Your breath may feel deeper, your head a little clearer. Some seniors even describe it as a lightness they hadn't felt in years. They tell us that after just a few days of adding baking soda water to their routine, always in small, safe amounts, they feel more awake in the morning, they're not dragging through the afternoon, and they bounce back faster after a bad night's sleep or a stressful day. It's a subtle change, but it adds up. And the best part? It's easy. No fancy equipment, no expensive supplements, just something you already have in your kitchen, finally being used the way it was always meant to be. Again, this isn't about chasing perfection. We're not trying to swing your pH in the opposite direction or go to extremes. It's about giving your body quiet, steady support. Think of it like giving your internal engine a little tune-up. It doesn't scream for attention, but suddenly everything runs smoother. And when you're over 60, that kind of support matters more than ever. Your body isn't bouncing back the way it used to, and small imbalances that once didn't bother you can now throw off your whole day or even your whole week. So when something as simple as a little baking soda water can make a real difference in how you feel, it's worth paying attention to. Of course, you always want to be smart about it. If you're on medications or managing health conditions, check with your doctor before adding anything new, even something as familiar as baking soda. But for many seniors, this simple habit has become a quiet game changer. Not flashy, not trendy, just effective. And in a world full of complicated answers, sometimes the simplest ones really are the best. 4. Support kidney function. Let's talk about something most people don't pay enough attention to until it becomes a serious problem: your kidneys. These two little bean-shaped organs do way more than we often give them credit for. They work 24/7, quietly filtering out toxins from your blood, balancing your body's fluids, and helping you maintain just the right pH level, that delicate acid-alkaline balance that keeps so many other systems in check. But as we get older, especially past the age of 60, our kidneys can start to wear down. It's not something you feel right away, but over time that decline can lead to real problems. One of those problems is called metabolic acidosis. It's a condition that happens when the body can't get rid of acid as efficiently as it used to. That extra acid builds up in the blood and starts to throw everything off balance. It can leave you feeling tired, achy, foggy, even if your lifestyle seems healthy. And it's especially common in people with chronic kidney disease, or CKD, which affects millions of older adults. Now here's where baking soda comes in. Most people don't realize this, but baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, is more than just a kitchen staple. When used correctly, it acts like a natural buffer. That means it helps your body neutralize all that extra acid. Instead of letting your kidneys carry the entire load, a small amount of baking soda can take off some of that pressure and help bring your system back into balance. There was a long-term study published a few years ago that really opened people's eyes to this. In the study, patients with CKD who were given a daily dose of sodium bicarbonate experienced a slower decline in kidney function. Many of them were even able to avoid needing dialysis, a treatment that, as you may know, is time-consuming, exhausting, and incredibly hard on the body. This isn't some flashy new supplement from a TV ad. We're talking about baking soda, the same simple powder that's been in your pantry for decades, playing a role in protecting one of the most important systems in your body. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should rush to their kitchen and start chugging baking soda water. That's not the point. Like any tool, it needs to be used wisely. But the beauty of it is this: for seniors who are already taking multiple prescriptions, who are tired of tasting down expensive pills or dealing with side effects, the idea of supporting kidney health with something natural, gentle, and affordable can be incredibly comforting. It's not just about saving money, it's about having hope. Hope that there are still simple things you can do for your health. Hope that you're not powerless against aging or decline. But I also want to be clear, this isn't a magic cure, and it's not for everyone. That's why, before you try anything like this regularly, it's so important to have a conversation with your doctor or healthcare provider. They know your full medical history and can help make sure that baking soda won't interact with any medications you're taking, or affect your blood pressure if you're sensitive to sodium. Remember, the goal here is to support your kidneys, not strain them further. The real takeaway is this: your body has been working hard for you for decades. If something as basic as a little baking soda can help lighten the load on your kidneys and keep your system balanced, wouldn't it be worth knowing more about? That's what this is really about, giving you the tools, the knowledge, and the options to care for yourself in ways that are safe, effective, and within reach. You don't need a pharmacy full of pills to take care of your health. Sometimes, what you need might already be sitting right there in your kitchen cabinet. If you're finding this helpful so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our tips on staying strong and healthy as you age. And if you've got any questions or you're dealing with a specific issue, drop a comment below. I'm always checking and would love to help. 5. Ease urinary tract discomfort, UTI. Urinary tract infections, or UTIs, aren't just some mild inconvenience. If you've ever had one, you know exactly what I mean. They hit harder than people realize. It's not just about the burning or the constant trips to the bathroom. It's the emotional toll, too. The frustration, the embarrassment, that feeling like your body is turning against you even when you're doing your best to stay healthy. Sleepless nights, plans ruined because you just don't feel right. It's a private struggle, but it's a very real one, especially for seniors, because as we age, our immune systems change, and our bodies become more vulnerable to these kinds of infections. And that's exactly why I want to talk to you today about something simple that might just help a little. Baking soda water. Now, to be clear, I'm not claiming this is a miracle cure, but hear me out because the science behind this is worth paying attention to. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is something most people have in their kitchens already. It's cheap, easy to find, and has been used for decades as a natural remedy for various health issues. When mixed with water and consumed in small amounts, it turns your internal environment more alkaline. That just means it helps reduce acidity in your system, and when your urine is less acidic, it becomes a lot harder for bacteria, especially the kind like E. coli, which is behind most UTIs, to thrive and multiply. These harmful bacteria love acidic environments. So when you raise the pH of your urine, you're creating conditions where they struggle to survive. Think of it like giving your body a tiny nudge in the right direction. You're not fighting the infection on your own, that's your doctor's job, but you are making things a bit less comfortable for the bacteria and a little easier for your body. And sometimes even that small difference can matter. There's even research backing this up. In one study, women who had chronic or recurring UTIs started using sodium bicarbonate as part of their daily routine along with their usual treatment. Over time, they saw a real drop in how often they got infections. They weren't rushing to the bathroom every 10 minutes anymore. The pain started to ease. And just as importantly, they felt more in control again, like their bodies weren't betraying them every week. That's powerful. And when you're dealing with something as personal and exhausting as a UTI, getting just a little of that power back can change everything. It can mean the difference between dragging yourself through the day and actually feeling like yourself again. Imagine waking up without that fear, without bracing yourself for pain every time you go to the bathroom. That's what some people experience when they add this simple habit to their daily routine. But let me be super clear, this does not replace real medical care. UTIs can get serious really fast, especially in older adults. They can move into the kidneys or even the bloodstream if ignored. So if you even think you have a UTI, don't wait. Call your doctor, get tested, get treated the right way. What we're talking about here, baking soda water, is just a gentle helper. It's a little step you can take alongside your treatment, something that may ease your discomfort, help prevent future infections, or just help you feel like you're doing something proactive. And when it comes to your health, especially in your later years, those small, smart steps really add up. We're not talking about magic. We're talking about supporting your body in the ways it needs it most. And honestly, feeling like you're part of the solution again, that alone can be healing. So if your doctor gives you the green light, and if you're not on any medications that might interact with sodium or changes in pH, then sipping a little baking soda water could be worth a try. Sometimes the best health tools aren't fancy or expensive. They're just simple, humble things we've had sitting in the kitchen cabinet all along. 6. Soothe mouth sores and bad breath. As we age, little changes in our bodies can start to add up. Maybe you've noticed your mouth feeling dry no matter how much water you drink, or those tiny sores that seem to pop up out of nowhere and take forever to heal. Or maybe you've been brushing your teeth more than ever, yet there's still a stubborn bad breath that just won't quit. It's frustrating, and honestly, it can be a little embarrassing. But the truth is, you're not alone. These kinds of issues are actually very common in older adults. They can be caused by lots of things: medications, reduced saliva production, even normal shifts in how the body works as the years go by. And while many people just try to live with it or cover it up, there's actually a simple, natural solution that's been hiding in plain sight. Baking soda. That's right. The same baking soda you probably use to freshen up your fridge or bake a batch of cookies can also work wonders inside your mouth. Known chemically as sodium bicarbonate, this basic white powder has some powerful effects when it comes to oral health. It gently neutralizes the acids in your mouth that allow harmful bacteria to grow. And when those bacteria start to go away, everything else begins to improve. Those painful sores, they calm down faster. That dry, sticky feeling on your tongue, it starts to feel a little more normal. And that breath you've been worrying about, it starts to clear up often within just a few days of consistent use. One of the easiest ways to try this at home is to take just half a teaspoon of baking soda, mix it into a glass of warm water, and use it as a mouth rinse. Don't swallow it, just swish it gently around your mouth for about 30 seconds to a minute. You'll probably notice right away how different it feels compared to store-bought mouthwashes. There's no sting, no burning, no drying effect like you get from those harsh, alcohol-filled bottles that leave your mouth feeling worse than before. This baking soda rinse is mild, soothing, and incredibly effective. It's almost like hitting a reset button for your mouth. What's really special is how something so small can make such a big difference. After just a few days of doing this once or twice a day, many people say their mouth feels cleaner and more comfortable, their breath smells fresher, and they feel more at ease talking with others or smiling freely, without that little voice in the back of their mind worrying about how their breath might smell. It's not magic, it's just a smart, gentle way to care for your body using something you already have on hand. And in a world full of expensive treatments and complicated solutions, sometimes it's the simplest ideas that work best. The best part? This isn't some trendy product you have to hunt down or spend a lot of money on. Baking soda is affordable, easy to find, and safe when used the right way. You don't need to change your whole routine. You don't need to buy anything fancy. You just need to be open to trying something that's been around for generations and still works today. And the more consistently you use it, the more benefits you're likely to see, not just for your breath, but for your overall oral comfort too. So if you've been dealing with mouth discomfort, dryness, or breath issues that just don't seem to go away, give this a try. It's quick, it's gentle, and it might just be the little change that makes a big difference in how you feel every day. Sometimes, better health doesn't come in the form of a pill or a pricey product. Sometimes, it's as simple as a teaspoon of baking soda and a glass of warm water. Try it and feel the change for yourself. 7. Reduce post-exercise soreness. Movement is something we often take for granted until it starts to hurt. But let me tell you, it's one of the most powerful gifts we have, especially as we age. Being able to get up, take a walk, work in the garden, or simply chase your grandkids around the yard. That's freedom, that's independence, and more than anything, that's what keeps us feeling alive. But here's the truth, that freedom can come with a price. Maybe you've felt it, the deep soreness that creeps into your legs the day after you go out for a stroll, or the way your back tenses up after pulling a few weeds. It's not just getting older. That pain, that stiffness, that tight, achy feeling, it often comes from something your body builds up when it's trying to keep up with you. It's called lactic acid. Now, lactic acid is totally natural. It shows up in your muscles after you've been moving around, and it's one of the reasons you feel sore the next day. It's like your muscles' way of saying, hey, that was a workout. But what if I told you that a simple, inexpensive remedy sitting in your kitchen could help ease that pain gently, naturally, and without any fancy medications. That's where baking soda comes in. Most people don't think of it beyond baking or cleaning, but it turns out baking soda is also what scientists call a buffer. In plain English, that just means it helps neutralize excess acids inside the body, including that buildup of lactic acid in your muscles. When you mix a teaspoon of baking soda into a glass of water and drink it soon after doing something physical, even something simple like walking or gardening, you're doing more than quenching your thirst. You're actually helping your muscles recover. It's like giving your body a quiet little helper that says, "Relax, I've got this." And when you're over 60, those little helpers matter, because pain doesn't just hurt your body, it messes with your confidence. If every time you move, you're worried about how you'll feel the next day, it starts to change the way you live. You hesitate, you sit more, you avoid the things that used to bring you joy. But it doesn't have to be that way. Imagine what it would feel like to finish a walk and wake up the next day feeling refreshed instead of stiff. Imagine pulling weeds in your garden and not needing 2 days of rest after. That's what a simple daily habit like drinking baking soda water can support. It's not magic. It's not a cure-all, but it's a small, natural step you can take to help your body recover faster, hurt less, and stay active longer. The beauty of this remedy is in how simple it is. You don't need to order anything online. You don't need a prescription. You don't need to spend money on trendy supplements that promise the world and deliver very little. All you need is a teaspoon of baking soda and a glass of water. That's it. And yet, that tiny routine can become a powerful way to care for your body. It's not about fighting age. It's about working with your body, giving it what it needs so it can keep showing up for you day after day. For so many seniors, the hardest part of staying healthy isn't motivation, it's the discomfort that comes after. You want to stay active, you want to keep moving, but your body just doesn't bounce back the way it used to. That's why I care so deeply about sharing this, because when something this easy can make a real difference, people deserve to know about it. So the next time your legs feel tight after a walk, or your back starts to stiffen after a few hours on your feet, don't just reach for a heating pad. Give your body a little internal support. Mix up that simple glass of baking soda water, drink it slowly, and let it do its work. You might be surprised how much lighter you feel the next morning. It's not about chasing youth. It's about protecting your freedom, the freedom to walk, to stretch, to reach for the things you love without pain holding you back. Because the truth is, we don't just want to move. We want to move with ease, with strength, with comfort, and with confidence that tomorrow will still feel good enough to do it all again. That's what this little tip can help you hold on to, not just your health, but your independence, your energy, and your joy. A small change can lead to a big difference sometimes. It starts with something as simple as baking soda. It may not look like much sitting there on your shelf, just a plain white powder in a little box. But what you've seen today is that this quiet, everyday ingredient can offer support in ways that many people overlook. From calming your stomach after a heavy meal to easing those stiff joints, helping your kidneys stay strong, or even giving your breath a little freshness, baking soda can show up for you in ways you might never have imagined. And what's even more powerful? It reminds us that healing doesn't always have to come in the form of a prescription or a complicated routine. Sometimes it begins with a teaspoon, a glass of water, and a moment where you choose to take care of yourself in a new, gentle way. That's what I hope you take away from this, not just the benefits of baking soda, but the reminder that you have more control over your well-being than you might think. You have the right to ask questions. You have the power to explore new options. And more than anything, you deserve to feel good in your body, to move freely, to live with comfort, and to age with strength and grace. Just remember, even natural remedies like baking soda need to be used wisely. If you're dealing with health conditions or taking medications, check with your doctor first, because safety always comes first. But whether you try this or not, the fact that you're here watching this video, learning, caring, that means something. It means you're not giving up on your health. It means you're taking your wellness seriously, and that matters. So here's to the small things that can lead to a better life. Here's to choosing knowledge over fear, action over waiting, and kindness toward your own body, one day at a time. And if this video helped you in any way, I hope you'll stick around and watch this next one right here, because your journey toward better health isn't over. It's just getting started. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.